Why there is a crash course on Python. I'll try to cover all the basics and syntax, and you can try side by side. And if you want to refer, I have provided the notes. You can check the code in the description below. So let's start. You can try on any platform you like. If you don't have Python on your systems, you can download Anaconda. So Anaconda provides this Jupyter notebook that you can use. So you can download it from here easily. And there are Windows, Mac OS, Linux, and you can download and open Jupyter notebook. So it will look like this. Okay. So let's start. So let's first see Python. So in C and C++, like you have to mention int or float and everything, but in Python it is not necessary. So you can directly write x equal to 1, y equal to 2.5 for float, and you can initialize string like this and boolean like this. You can also do multiple assignments, and you can do basic maths operation, and you can do casting like string. You can convert into string or float to int. Now when we will convert float to int, it will change from 2.5 to 2, and when we convert it again to float, it will be 2.0. So we are printing type of z, which is float, and its value will be 2.0. Now let's see strings. So in strings, you can, like, if you want to print this variable along with a text, so you can either use this dot format function and provide it with the specific values, or you can, like in JavaScript, there is double ticks. So instead of double ticks, there is this f. Okay, and you can pass the variables directly. Now there are many functions that you can operate on string, like capitalize the first letter, and upper will do the all letters, and lower will convert, change it into lowercase. And there are many other functions that you can see. Okay, and try them out. Then list. Now Python doesn't have arrays, it has list. So you can initialize it simply like this, or you can call it via constructor, and you can directly call to a specific memory location and get a value. You can print its length, you can append, remove, you can insert at a specific position and you pass the value. Then there is many other functions like pop, reverse, sort, which you can do. Okay, then let's move to tuple. Now tuple is basically unchangeable. If you try to change a value at a specific position, it will give an error. Let's see. You can do shift enter to run it, and it's going to give us an error because we can't change a value of tuple. So we created a tuple, or you can create it using constructor. And if you want to add single value, like if you don't mention it with comma, and you try to print fruits 2. Yeah, so it's basically a string. So we don't want that. We want to initialize a tuple, so we have put a comma here, and now it's a tuple. Okay, so we're gonna delete this, and you can't change a value, and you can delete a whole tuple. Okay. Now sets. Now it doesn't allow duplicate members. Okay, so we have initialized a set. Now we can check if a value is present in the set. Print apple and fruit set. So if a value is present, it's gonna return a boolean. So apples is present, so it's gonna return true. Now we can add a value, we can remove a value, and we can, now if we add a value that is already present, it's not gonna give us any error, but it is not gonna add it again. Okay, now we can clear and delete also. Okay, now let's see dictionary. It has a property, key, and a value. So we have initialized this dictionary. You can also use constructor, and you can directly access it, or and if you there is a function keys which will print all the keys in this property: first name, last name, age, and phone number. Okay, then we can copy your dictionary into another variable, and we can create a list of dictionaries, like it is similar to array of dictionaries. Okay, right? Functions. To define a function, you have to write def. Okay, and instead of brackets, you have to mention this semicolon. In Python, you have to follow indentation, proper indentation. So you have to write in this line here only. If you try to write it here, it's gonna give you an error or something, or not work properly. Okay, so make sure to follow proper indentation. Okay, now this is basically simple if else. Okay, and then let's say loop. Okay, so we have provided this people list, and we can print it like for person. This is a variable in people, and we can print each element this way, or we can use range. In range, we have to pass the length of people. So for I in range, now we have modules. Like you can import any modules and use it directly. Like we have used date and time. So in date, we have called the function today, and we have directly called time and printed date and time. Okay, so we have created this class user, and for constructor you have to write init, and for every function in class you have to write self. Okay, and we are passing these three values: name, email, age, and it's gonna set name, email, age. So we have two functions here: greeting and has birthday. Greeting is gonna print name and age, and has birthday is gonna increase age by 1. Okay, now like inheritance, we are extending the class here. We have created another class customer and pass user to it, so it can basically access its members too. So we have created, basically it has a extra variable balance, and you can set balance, and we are also going to print balance in the greetings function. Like in this greeting function, we are not printing balance. In this, we are mentioning the balance. Now we have created an object user, and we are giving these three values: name, email, and age. And then we have created an object of customer current, and we are also passing these three values, and balance is going to set to 0 by default. Okay, now we are setting the balance to 500, and we are printing current dot greeting. So we are printing this function, not this function. So we are going to print balance, and then we are setting the birthday, printing greetings. Now in this, we are not printing the balance. So in the first one there will be a balance, and in the second one there will not be a balance, and the age is incremented by 1 here. Okay, now let's see files, how to access files. So we have initialized a variable my file, and we have opened a file in write mode. So this my file has properties like name, closed mode. So it's going to print name, and it is not closed, and the opening mode is write. Okay, so we can write to a file using write function, and we can append to a file by opening it through a append, and then we can write. So it's going to append, and we can read the file using r plus. So we can read it using the read function. Okay, so let's see APIs. Like I have imported this API called JSON, and we can basically create it using two techniques. Like we can define it like this and use loads function, or we can do it, or what we can do is define it like a dictionary and convert it into JSON using dumps function. Okay, so let's see. like in this program, if we don't do exception handling and if there is any runtime error, so the program is gonna crash. Okay, but if we do exception handling, take the error, but the program is still gonna run. So we have, so for exception handling, we have to, when we are catching the error, so there are different names for the error, like zero division error. Okay, so if we don't know specific name of the error, then for that we have used import sys, and you can find which error it. So let's see, we run this. So since this value is 0 and total is divided by 0, so it's going to give us divide by 0 error. Now let's say we change it to, we change it and it's not giving us any error. Now let's say we try to do operation on string and int, so it's giving us the error, like it cannot unsupported operand type int and string, it is given by this. Okay, so I covered all the basic stuff. If you like my video, do subscribe. I'm gonna post some more crash courses on C++. Thank you.